people on 90 Day Fiance only get paid $1,000 per episode. And
I'm impressed that you've had the determination to continue this conversation from Tuesday till today.
well, it's very important to me, and it should be important to you too. These people are being exploited.
Is it only one couple per episode?
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm embarrassed.
Oh my god, it was the funniest article I've ever read in my entire life.
I watched a couple of compilation videos on YouTube. I've got it all figured out.
You're listening to the No Big Banana Podcast.
Welcome back to the No Big Banana Podcast. My name is Charles.
My name is Justen.
I'm Justin.
Say that again?
I am Justin.
No, the question.
Is it just one couple per show?
No. So,
Did you forget my name?
First of all, the episodes are fucking an hour and a half.
Ugh,
Okay,
why?
Yeah.
which you think like, whoa, but
Why?
you'll just lose the whole day because.
Oh, because it's 90 minutes for 90 days?
Well, no, well maybe I
crazy.
hadn't considered that, but no, more so that it's
I'm the type of person that does like 90 in the microwave instead of 130 because it's less button pushes.
Oh, dude,
Our microwave still has like the fucking dial.
Hell yeah, bro.
you're like a modern day
Savant?
Einstein.
No, I'm just lazy.
So anyway, back to the important thing.
Okay.
The 90 Day Fiance
Sure.
people. $1,000 an episode? That's highway robbery.
Yeah, well, they probably follow him around for a week.
10
I would
grand an
assume.
episode.
It's not the full
Thank
90
you.
days. They probably just pop in and do like highlights and shit.
Well, they
Or
do
just
a lot.
reenact.
Well,
They're probably like, oh, well, it's going to springboard you into a career in film and cinema. So it's just like a foot in the door.
yeah, some of them do. Some of them it works though.
You know,
But-
Snooki.
It's just one couple on,
no, it's like five or six different couples.
but
And then you get about 10 minutes per couple per episode.
and it's
Or like
one
15
episode.
minutes. Yeah.
You know, I
No,
realize
there's
now.
a bunch of episodes.
Yeah, but like they are the couples in multiple episodes.
Oh yes.
Okay.
The-
So
yeah,
that's
like
fine.
a couple is in like every single episode.
Yeah, and if there's like 10 episodes, you make $10,000 just to have a camera crew follow you around. It's not too bad.
I don't know, man. But it's not just like a family, like a camera crew follows you around. Like they create this drama.
How much do you think How much do you think that they actually like write out? Like, all right, in this episode, you're gonna find a dildo in his bag and smack him with it.
I don't know. I think that a lot of it is. I think that these people, they don't even have to do that because these people are so crazy.
Yeah.
They're so crazy.
It's
Before
so crazy.
the one guy.
We've already had an episode named "So Crazy," Charles.
Listen, dude. One guy goes to
So crazy.
Brazil because the girl that he wants to marry lives on the Amazon River. And before he goes, his mom gives him some of her hair from her comb.
This is like some Cherokee hair tampon shit. What the hell?
Is it the water boy?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it the water
dude.
boy?
It's
Remember Bubble Boy?
insane.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So almost immediately you're like, I understand. They don't have to do anything. Although I feel like I don't think you could pay me enough to produce that show. I don't think that my morality could be bought because there are so many moments where I'm like, so nobody's going to step in and stop this? Or,
You've worked
good
your whole
television.
life
This is
to get into
insane.
film and
It's good
television.
television.
the one girl gets robbed with a machete.
Hell yeah.
What have you been watching?
Lots of Disney lately.
Yeah.
Like we watched Lion King and Lady and the Tramp, and I'd never seen Mulan, so we watched that.
Oh,
You'd never seen Mulan?
Dude, I don't know what I did as a child. I have no idea. Like, because all these people play like all these video games and watch all these, and I don't know what I was doing.
Oh, yeah, that was so funny the other night when we were filming. Melissa goes, hey, did you ever play Donkey Kong? And I was like, never heard of it. What?
yeah. What are you talking about?
What? Of course I fucking... And then she's like, well, Justin's never played Donkey Kong.
You never played Donkey Kong?
No, maybe
You're
for
not
like
missing much.
10 minutes. Yeah, but it's just normal
You're really
side
not
schooler.
missing
But
much.
oh, we had a ghost hunting club when we were in like 5th grade. It was pretty sweet.
Nice.
Dude, we had a ghost
Do you believe
hunting
in
club
ghosts?
when we were like...
I don't think so
when we
anymore.
were like 20.
I feel like with ghosts, like if they're ethereal, right? Like so they're not the whole point is that there is no like connection to the material plane. Then we are just like the planet is just constantly jizzing out ghosts as like the planet moves along. It's just like free balling all of these ghosts out in space because like
Oh,
they're not
that's kinda
attached
cool.
to anything,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and the Earth is constantly moving. You know.
I had never even considered it that way.
It's like
Yeah.
a
Because
ghost
we
trail
are
behind
flying
us.
through space.
Yeah, I think it's also
So-
interesting. Like people think of the solar system, and it's like just like a disc, like just like a plate standing still, but it's actually like corkscrewing around like the.
Well, I mean, the Earth is a flat disk.
Shut.
Wait, what did you mean?
So like when you see like a model of the solar system, right? You see like the sun in the center, and then you see like the rings extending out for all the different planets.
Do you mean a real model or a shill model?
Oh my fucking god.
because
Anyway, what else did you do as a kid?
Yeah, no, that's about it.
Yeah.
had the Ghost Hunter Club.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
Fucking
can we
hate
write
you, Chaz.
Can we write like a young, like a
Nancy Drew.
yeah, like a young
Dungeons
adult
and
novel,
Dragons.
like
Hardly
the
Boys.
Ghost Hunter
Like
Club.
the young Ghostbusters. Probably sell.
Young
make
GB.
Let's make a Ghost Hunter mystery movie.
We make it like Stranger Things, where it's like that same idea set in the 70s.
Oh, but Chaz wouldn't like it because Stranger Things is popular.
Oh,
yeah,
see,
it's
he
too popular
thinks,
for
he
you.
thinks this is funny. As he discovers things that get under my skin,
I like
then
to.
he just doubles down on
I
that.
only saw the first season of it. I was like, why
You're
do I
not
need
missing
to keep
much.
making episodes?
The second season was kind of trash. Third season was okay, but it's
Third
like,
season was significantly better than the second.
oh, for sure. Stranger Things, like with a lot of things, they set up too much, and then they have a hard time competing with what they've already accomplished, and like they don't think about like the long term of like, okay. And I do get like you kind of got to bust your nut quick so that people get excited about it, but
Yeah.
like there's kind of a balancing act there, and so like when there's like a really heavy first season and the second season kind of lulls,
I just hate when they like try and add romance stories.
Yeah.
To movies. that
it doesn't need it.
don't- Or like shows.
It's the same with like Stranger Things season 3. It's like whatever.
I feel like there's a lot of people who are what you would call like traditional artists in the sense of like creating the work for the sake of the work.
Sure,
if that
yeah.
makes sense.
And there is a
and then there
difference
are
there,
other
yeah.
people who want to make money.
Yeah, and there you do
more
have to
often
kind
than
of balance
not,
that out.
those two people get together in Hollywood, and typically the one with the money wins.
Yeah.
So then you get things like the female Ghostbusters.
Right.
When it's like, did we really need to tell this story?
Yeah.
Why did we tell this story? Couldn't it have been done in a better or a different way?
You could have taken the same kind of concept and reworked it into something new, but you wanted the money by using the Ghostbusters stick.
Why couldn't you just make like a cool sci-fi movie about women? Why did it
Yeah.
have to be the Ghostbusters?
Because they probably
Because
were like,
it's a recognizable brand.
Well,
Yeah.
no, yeah. There's probably someone that was like, well, it'll make more money and people won't really be it. It's the same with like when they did like the Harley Quinn movie where it was like Birds of Prey.
Right.
And then they had to change it to add Harley Quinn's name to it so that hopefully people would go fucking watch the movie because they were like, I don't give a shit. There.
What is DC doing?
I don't
They
know.
can't make a movie to save
They've
their
been
lives.
shooting
I don't
themselves in
know.
the foot for a decade. I don't
DC's
know.
got some great characters too. That's the
Yeah,
sad
I
part
did like
about
Joker.
it.
I thought Joker was.
I still haven't seen that.
No,
I need
it's
to.
really well done.
Is that considered part of the universe or is that separate?
I think it says in the beginning of the movie like this isn't
I hear it's
an
just
origin
Taxi
story or anything
Driver
like
with
that.
Joker.
It's not canon.
Yeah.
From what I understand, Gotham wasn't bad.
I
And,
I
like,
actually have a cousin that was like obsessed with it.
Green Arrow I thought was pretty decent, but it kind of lost me.
Yeah.
Flash lost me even quicker.
Yeah.
I think I watched the first season of Flash.
I watched the
Quicker.
first half season of Flash, and then I watched like the first 2 episodes or 2 seasons of Arrow, and then I just didn't keep me interested.
Yeah.
You know what the problem is that DC, I think, in order to be successful,
DC,
really
what the
has
fuck
to-
are you doing?
I think they have to lean into the darkness.
I will say Shazam was fucking awesome. Like I really.
I
enjoyed
believe it. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Dude, it's probably the best thing they come out with.
I like Shazam's character, and
Yeah.
I like the guy that they got to play Shazam, so I'm not surprised in the slightest that it was good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
But when you think about successful DC movies, they're usually
Wait.
ones that are dark. Like,
Nope, none of them are successful. What?
No, I mean,
Sorry.
like, I should say films containing DC properties or characters.
Sure,
When
yeah,
you
I mean-
think of the best ones, they're the dark ones.
Although
like
I think
The
that
Dark
there is-
Knight
Christopher, yeah, the
and-
Christopher
Right.
Nolan.
Although I do think that there's a problem with, because of like the Dark Knight and others like that kind of set that tone for like that kind of darker, grittier attitude, that like there is a lot of comic book heroes that shouldn't be in that setting.
Right.
And so, like, I think the problem is that, you know, again, you let those people with the money, like, we need that Batman trilogy money, so we're just gonna, like, make it a gritty version of, I don't know, who the fuck do we got over here? Sure, this guy.
Yeah.
You know, like, Shazam, I'm assuming, isn't that gritty because it's kind of comedic in the way that Shazam approaches things, or is it...
Yeah, no, I think they do a really good job of like going back and forth.
Right,
between it, but
and
it
that's-
leans heavily into comedy.
Yeah, and
which
that
is-
makes more sense
Yeah.
than, like, oh, we're just gonna make him in a fucking city where everybody hates him. And there's, like, the underbelly that fucking comes out to play at night.
Well, I like the way that they did it. I like the way that Burton did it.
I really liked the 80s and 90s Batman movies.
Yeah.
Those-
and I
those are
even
all fun.
like, I think, honestly, like, Batman the movie with Adam West.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, my God, dude.
I still,
So
like,
good.
to me-
Shark repellent? Get the fuck out of here, dude. That shit is so funny.
I will never get over like the first 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. the original and then like the Secret of the Ooze.
Oh,
Big.
Get
Dude,
at
really
me.
good.
Those are the
Yeah.
fucking best.
Oh my God, Casey Jones was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Cricket. Nobody understands cricket.
Dude, it just looks so good. Like the costumes, everything.
Still,
it just,
it still looks good. It's
it
the same
holds
with
up.
like, it's the same like anytime you use like, what do they call it? Like instead of using like After Effects or whatever, when you use like real like
Practical effects.
Yeah.
practical
practical.
effects,
Yeah.
it always works better. It
Yeah.
always
Oh,
makes it
yeah.
last longer. Like it just looks better. Like even Terminator 2, it still looks great.
Yeah.
To this day.
Well, I was talking about that recently.
Not the first one because it's like all like stop motion hand shit.
I was talking about that recently with someone about the Star Wars, the original. When you watch the original Star Wars versus the remakes that they did in the 90s.
Yeah, because we were talking, I was
Yeah.
like, I feel bad for the original ones because it's just like two dudes standing there like having to be like tink, tink, tink with the lightsabers, even though the story's better.
Well, the remake of like specifically like the scenes of the Tauntaun on Hoth.
Yeah.
Was just like the 90s remake is.
but it's
just-
cold there. Why don't they call it cold?
Oh boy. So,
Sorry.
wish I had a lightsaber to lop off your face.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the first time I've heard that.
But like
Won't be
the
the last.
but like the claymation type style
Yeah.
was
Even like the
you know,
Nightmare
there's
Before
something
Christmas
to that.
still looks great.
Yeah.
I think there is, you know, we were talking about it earlier too, like just in general, like even like with Ace Ventura, or even like further back, like Airplane and shit. Like you're never gonna get that. It sucks because like you do find a lot of good movies that have in any medium really, where like somebody like it's truly a work of love, but like it's less and less nowadays because it's more and more like, well, it needs to be like Avengers Infinity War. It needs to make like a certain amount at the movie theaters. It needs to, you know, like have the correct system in place so that way we can actually get American audiences to watch it. But like back in the day, like Airplane, it's like there's literally just a scene of shit hitting a fan and like flopping around and hitting the table, and it's like that shit's the best.
Yeah. Well, also
Animal
like,
House, when the horse dies, it's just like
People don't get
best.
satire anymore.
yeah.
yeah, and franchising has become ever omnipresent.
Yeah.
And like to your point about like you got to make an Infinity War, it's like in addition to like a movie that's going to do well, you know what we really should do is a movie that can open the door for 4 more movies.
Right.
And then that way we can get all those people to come back and pay us again in a year, and then
Yeah.
in 2 years or in 4 years.
Straight up.
In some ways, I think some films are being treated like
Stepping
sitcoms,
stones? Or just like
like shows.
Yeah.
Like it's like the movie that you make is like your pilot.
We are getting to a point where the movie theater, I feel, is like getting less and less prevalent in today's society.
Oh, yeah.
I find, and I think this is the part of the reason why like anime is so easy to binge and so easy to like sit down. Like, because for me, I have a hard time like. If you want me to sit down and watch Once Upon a Cuckoo's Nest or whatever, like it's gonna take me like 3 sittings to go through it. I don't fucking know the name of the episode. Like like the Cuckoo Nest, whatever, dude. Okay, I'm embarrassed. I'm not smart. So like the idea of like having a movie that like is like a long-winded film, it's like I have difficulty like sitting through it. But when it's like you have credits roll in every 20 minutes, and then it's like, oh, they have like this. Like the spurts of it throughout, it's like I can sit down and watch an entire series
Yeah.
in like one night, but like I'm not going to sit down and watch the Batman trilogy or like the Lord of the Rings trilogy
Have
in
you
one
watched
go.
any, like short films? Do you ever go on and just like check out? Because you know, like
Not
15 minute-
recently.
Yeah.
No.
That's-
Back when I was in high school and taking like filmmaking classes and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I remember one time there was it was like during the WASL, like the Washington Assessment of Student Learning, and they were like, oh, everyone's gonna go take the test, and then like all the kids in like that weren't taking it that year were like, hey, do you want to come like play Halo in in like down in room 105, and like we've got Krispy Kreme donuts. So I was like, fuck the test. So because we had like a projector, so we're just like playing Halo 2 because it had like just come out. It was awesome.
Dude, do you want to get Halo?
Yeah, because it's all on Steam now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
How much is
Oh
it?
yeah. I
It
think
can't
it's
be
like
that expensive.
$40.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, dude, that's not bad at
For
all.
almost everything, it's like I think you get Halo, Halo 3. I think
It's all remastered
I think
too, right?
I think that Halo 2 is an expansion.
What's your favorite Halo game?
Probably.
Halo 3.
Yeah, 3. I probably played 3 the most.
I would have to say for me it's the first one, just because like I remember getting it. Halo 2 for multiplayer for sure, but like Halo 1, like I remember like sitting down and played the game and beat it in one sitting. Like we just stayed up all night playing it.
I think I skipped the first one until
Memories.
like years later, and then went back and played it.
It's a good storyline. Like it's a fun campaign. Like I didn't really like the campaign in Halo 2. I was like, I don't care about the Arbiter. Like the energy sword's a cool addition, but like whatever, dude.
Well, the ending of Halo 1 is very similar to the ending of Halo 3.
Okay.
where you're running away in a warthog.
Dude, that shit was awesome.
Oh yeah, like when you're like jumping over it and there's like the explosions happening and
in
all
the first
flood.
game, it was much more railroaded.
Yeah.
So you were just kind of like in a tunnel, kind of, but it was still, for the time, it was really epic. Gabby and I played the first one, and then I played some of 2, but at just as about the time I got used to and enjoyed 2, 3 came out, and 3 was so different.
Yeah.
And I liken it to like the difference of 3.5 and 5e of D&D. It's like,
Because of course you do.
well, it just makes sense in my head because 3, everything just went up.
Do you ever play 5e? Are you opposed to 5e?
I mean, we play on the stream. I don't really care for it.
Okay.
I like Pathfinder
Gotcha.
Yeah.
and 3.5.
I've never gotten a chance to play any of the other ones besides 5e.
We just played 3.5 and Pathfinder for years.
Yeah.
And then 5e came out, and
It just seems like way easier. I mean, maybe that's probably a good thing.
It's because we've seriously had this conversation a lot. I think 5e is more geared towards role playing as opposed to combat.
Yeah.
So it's streamlined or watered down combat.
Yeah.
Like instead of having like a lock picking check or like having a whatever the different fucking stats are, like it's all lumped under decks.
You do this one thing.
Which is easier to get people into the game. So I don't. Again,
Dude,
more
combat
money.
bogs you down, man. In D&D, you go up against 5 guys. It's like an hour.
oh
It's gonna be an
yeah,
hour-long combat to
Yeah.
kill these guys. To me, it kind of gets old when that's all you're doing. It's just like, I gotta encounter these people and kill them. Like, I like the puzzles, which nobody else puts in the game. Really.
yeah,
Send
I
me
like the
one
role-playing
bugbears.
Yeah, I
I
like
like to
that.
make references to Chaz's songs during the podcast. So it'll be like D&D swag. I did it with the helium the other day.
the I just think that it's genius from a marketing perspective.
For sure.
because
It's the same as like the movie shit that we were talking about. Like
Well-
it's getting more people into the seat and playing the game or what, like getting comfortable with the property.
what Wizards did is they just watched how their consumers reacted to 3.5 and Pathfinder, and as Pathfinder was a separate company, but I mean, Wizards was watching how people were reacting to Pathfinder.
Yeah.
And then, like, with internet forums and stuff, like in the early 2000s, they were able to kind of see all of this stuff. And then they really fucking shit the bed with 4E.
Yeah, I
So
don't
they
think
were
anyone
like-
ever. I've never heard anyone say like, "Oh yeah, you want to play D&D? Yeah, we're playing 4E."
It's like the redheaded stepchild of the D&D world. Nobody talks about it because nobody played it. And that was the first time that they introduced racial bonuses without negatives.
Okay,
That
interesting.
turned me off.
That's in
immediately.
5e, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I
when
always think
that-
is weird.
Dude, Rigsby and I went up to, because back in the day, we would go up to Books A Million at the mall and buy the books.
Yeah.
And when 4E came out, we went up there and looked at it and did not play it after that. We never played it. We went and looked at the PHB. I was looking through the races and I was like, hey, man. Because he had his own, so we were like reviewing independently and then,
Gonna
like,
take my
collaborating
dice and my
afterwards.
PHP. I'm gonna play me some D&D.
And I was like, hey man, did you know that none of these races have negatives? And he's like, yeah, I'm seeing that.
Yeah,
That
turns you
and a
off.
couple other things just really turned me off.
It's like a finger in the butthole when you're not expecting it. It's like if I was expecting it, maybe, but I wasn't. So it's like a huge turnoff.
So, anyways, nobody talks about 4E. But I think 5E, they just let you get to they just found out what people liked the most and then gave that to them earlier. You know, like a level 3 monk in 5E would
Broken.
take you like 10 levels to build.
It's stupid.
3.5.
I was playing a monk, and it's dumb.
And so people were just like, well, people really like super overpowered monks. Why don't we just give that to them immediately?
Yeah.
Like,
They also really heightened the classes that nobody usually plays as, or like the
Oh, they're trying to get more
softer
interest
characters.
in-
they
Right.
definitely leveled the playing field with casters.
Yeah.
Because,
Dude,
like I
spellcasters
said,
are fucking ridiculous in 5e. Like,
Yeah.
the sorcerer, I don't know why you would play anything else. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think the people realize.
I
like,
want to play a sorcerer real bad. That's like one of the only classes I haven't played yet.
First
That
of
Ranger,
all-
because I refuse to play Ranger.
First
just
of
to piss
all,
off Chaz.
in
really,
3.5, you have limited cantrips. You can't just cast them
Oh, really?
forever.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, and by the
Yeah, and
way,
there's no like damage dealing cantrips really. I mean, it might
magic
be like
missile.
no, that's a
a level 1
3.
spell.
yeah.
Or level
It's a level 1.
is it 1?
Yeah, because you can cast it at higher levels.
Okay.
but
Oh, and
it's
you
a
get
level
extra.
1
Yeah, yeah.
spell.
Gotcha.
But even if it were a cantrip, you would only be able to use it so many times. And magic missile was a D4.
Yeah.
So it was no, excuse me. I think
was
it was
D4 plus
2,
1.
I think it was 2d4 plus your mod.
No, it was 1d4 plus 1.
Oh, really?
At the first level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it would multiply. So at best, you were doing, I think, 5d4 plus
Yeah.
1.
That's stupid.
No, the level would go up too. So it'd be like plus 5. or something
5d4
like that.
plus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now they're just like, here's a d10 that you can just have forever.
Yeah, it's the same with like
Like,
fucking
keep-
Eldritch Blast. It's like, why would you not choose? Why would you not use Eldritch Blast every chance you got?
Yeah.
It's also force damage. It's not. It's like it's not even something that like they can resist really easily. Like, and you just get more of them as you
it's
go.
kinda like fire. Most of the fire spells, it's all dex, like to get out of the way, but you're still half damaged.
Oh
no
yeah,
matter
it's
what.
like with
so
Fireball. It's like, and I get that like with Fireball they just wanted to have like a super overpowered thing. But
You
like,
should look at Wall of Fire. That shit is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can make a sphere
just
or a
disgusting,
circle around
yeah.
them and then just burn on the inside of it, and
Yeah.
anybody trapped in that circle just gets burned constantly.
how do you feel about the characters like being really creative with shit? Like, I'm gonna conjure water inside that guy's lungs.
Oh yeah, make them drown. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some dope shit.
Well, there's there's the argument as to whether or not you could use heat metal to boil blood.
Yeah, there's iron in it.
But
There's an
Maybe
alchemist in
concentration,
Full Metal
you know?
Alchemist that freezes like people's blood inside of their body.
oh.
Yeah. Same with like that blood bending shit in Avatar. It's like, fuck that. That is nightmare fuel right there.
Yeah, there
You can
was
just control you like a puppet by controlling your blood. Fuck.
there was a
that.
class in 3.5 that was called like a blood wizard or something.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
And you could manipulate blood, and like one of the ultimate moves was that you could just like make someone explode.
There's
basically.
there's a monk's skill in 5e. I don't know if it's like similar to previous iterations. You like hit them and then like you get to choose when they die. Like
Oh, it's like the 5-finger.
yeah, from
heart-
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
yeah. It's basically that, but you can just be like, all right, you've got like maybe 2 weeks. I might kill you eventually, but I don't know. There's also
Just,
like
like,
if you're
snap your
like
finger and
yeah,
it's
if
like,
like you're
you're
under
dead.
100 health points, it's just like 10d10 necrotic damage.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
5-finger death punch.
yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
So
5-point palm exploding heart
thanks for
technique,
hanging out and listening.
which you can do
You
to
can
that bell.
follow us on Facebook,
With your
Instagram,
penis
and Twitter at
inside of the
NoBigBanana. Or you can email us at NoBigBanana.
You know that dangly thing in the bell would probably like tickle your balls a little bit.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Justin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for having me. Appreciate it.
Both of you. Oh, yeah.
It went much better than without you.
That's not true.
A little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a little more chill.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
It wasn't just like, whatever.
that's how we do.
I'm not gonna shit on Anjar because he can't defend himself. I'll shit on Cody because Cody can take it. Like
Thanks
the
for hanging
bell.
out, Justin.
Like
Yeah,
that bell can. What?